Have you ever found yourself frustrated while trying to streamline your coding process? If you're working with multiple platforms and dealing with long command lines, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into how to define your own variables in tasks.json in Visual Studio Code. I totally get it. Managing tasks across different platforms can be a headache, especially when you have repetitive long command lines. It can feel like you're stuck in a loop, making the same edits over and over again. But don't worry, we're here to simplify that process. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked if it's possible to define custom variables in tasks.json to avoid repeating long command lines. They want to know how to factor out common parts of their commands for different platforms. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what's the issue here? When working with tasks.json, you might find yourself repeating similar command lines for different platforms. This not only clutters your file, but also makes it harder to manage changes. By defining variables, you can streamline your tasks and make your life a whole lot easier. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that will help you manage your tasks.json even more efficiently. To begin, the user should define their custom variables in the tasks.json file. This will help simplify the command lines for different platforms. Next, the user should incorporate these variables into their tasks. This will allow for cleaner and more maintainable command lines. After setting up the tasks, the user can now easily modify the build directory or configuration arguments in one place. This makes future changes much simpler. Lastly, the user should test their tasks to ensure everything is functioning as expected. They can run the tasks from the command palette in Visual Studio Code. Fun fact, did you know that the first programming languages were created in the 1950s? Just imagine how far we've come since then and how much easier coding has become. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by a user is to define environment variables directly in your tasks.json file. This allows you to use these variables similarly to how you would use workspace root. For example, you can set up variables for different build directories and the common configure command. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. This user offers an alternative approach by defining parameters in tasks.json. They suggest creating a task that processes the tasks.json file using a Python script. This script replaces variables with their actual values, allowing for cleaner and more manageable code. After executing the processing task, all variables in the format $, will be replaced with their corresponding values, simplifying the management of tasks across different platforms. Here's a quick reminder. By defining your own variables in tasks.json, you can save time and reduce errors when managing your build commands across different platforms. And there you have it. By defining your own variables in tasks.json, you can streamline your workflow and make managing your projects much easier. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on coding and development.